Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers announce adding much-needed offensive line depth. The Pittsburgh Steelers saw 3 offensive linemen depart in NFL free agency during March. But on Monday, the Steelers brought back a depth offensive lineman in Calvin Anderson. The team announced Monday that it re-signed Anderson to a 2-year contract. The financial details of the deal were not disclosed. Anderson dressed for 4 games with the Steelers during the 2024 regular season. In those contests, Anderson played 11 offensive snaps and 1 snap on special teams. The veteran offensive tackle has also played for the Denver Broncos and New England Patriots in his NFL career. Steelers re-sign OT Calvin Anderson. Pittsburgh added Anderson back to its roster a few weeks after losing multiple offensive linemen in NFL free agency. First, Steelers starting left tackle Dan Moore Jr. signed a 4-year, $82 million deal with the Tennessee Titans. Starting guard James Daniels and depth interior offensive lineman Nate Herbig also left in free agency. Daniels signed with the Miami Dolphins while Herbig inked a deal with the Washington Commanders. None of those deals were unexpected. Some Steelers fans were welcoming of the Moore's departure because the team drafted an offensive tackle in the first round during each of the last 2 drafts. Without Moore, the team can enter 2025 with both of those draft choices in the starting lineup. Daniels and Herbig also collectively played just 4 games in 2024 because of injuries. So, those losses will have minimum impact on Pittsburgh's starting offensive line. But the departures hurt the unit's depth overall. With Anderson back in the fold, the Steelers addressed that depth concern. Anderson began his career as an undrafted free agent with the Patriots in 2019. The tackle spent his first NFL season with the Patriots, Broncos, and New York Jets. Anderson made his NFL debut with the Broncos during 2020. In 3 seasons with the team, he made 41 appearances, including 12 starts. During the 2023 season, he had a second stint with the Patriots. Anderson made 2 starts in that campaign. The veteran tackle joined the Steelers in September 2024. Anderson has played both left and right tackle in his NFL career. With the Steelers last season, all but one of his offensive snaps were at left tackle. Steelers offensive line depth entering 2025 NFL Draft. The Steelers are projected to start 4 offensive linemen with 1 or 2 NFL seasons of experience in 2025. So, the unit will have questions entering the fall but also high upside. 3 of those 4 young starters were drafted in the first or second round. Anderson is rejoining the Steelers to provide depth, along with tackle Dylan Cook and interior offensive lineman Ryan McCullum, for that young unit. In all likelihood, Anderson and Cook will compete to be the team's top swing tackle. Cook was an undrafted free agent for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2022. The Steelers signed him in May 2023 after the Buccaneers waived him. The Steelers probably see Anderson as their preferred swing tackle option, as evident by the 2-year contract he received. Cook has never appeared in an NFL regular season game and spent most of the 2024 season on the Pittsburgh practice squad. Therefore, Anderson certainly has an experience advantage over Cook. The Steelers could always add another offensive lineman for depth in the NFL draft. But after investing multiple high draft picks in the unit the past 2 years, including 3 in rounds 1 to 4 last year, Pittsburgh will likely address other draft needs in 2025. Dave Holcomb is a sports reporter covering the NFL and MLB for Heavy.com, with a focus on the Pittsburgh Steelers, Philadelphia Eagles, and Detroit Lions. Originally from Pittsburgh, Holcomb has covered college and professional sports for outlets including Fansided, RotoWire, and Yardbarker. More about Dave Holcomb. Steelers trade with Eagles for QB would be draft fit. When the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2018, the team did not draft a player with the 32nd overall pick. Instead, they traded the pick to the Baltimore Ravens, who used the selection to take future league MVP Lamar Jackson. Now, as the Eagles prepare for another pick at 32, could the team look to make another deal with an AFC North team? The Pittsburgh Steelers make a lot of sense there, if so. Pittsburgh is in need of a quarterback, whether they choose to move forward with Aaron Rodgers as their starting quarterback or not. While the team could choose to target a player like Jackson Dart with the 21st overall pick, the expectation is that won't be happening. A trade-up back into the first round for Alabama star Jalen Milroe, though, may be a different story. Milroe has drawn interest from the Steelers, with head coach Mike Tomlin even meeting with the signal caller during the pre-draft process. If Pittsburgh falls in love with Milroe, the team should do everything they can to figure out a way to get him, even if it means trading up in the first round again to make a second pick. Back in 2020, the Steelers had interest in Jalen Hurts, the perfect comp for Milroe. Instead, he was taken by the Eagles. Pittsburgh can correct that decision with a Milroe selection, even if it means moving forward and trading up again. Why Aaron Rodgers choosing retirement over the Steelers seems unlikely by Nick Farabaugh at PennLive.com. Aaron Rodgers only has a few options left. According to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, the Minnesota Vikings' pursuit of the four-time MVP is all but dead. That leaves the Pittsburgh Steelers as the only true team left for Rodgers to sign with this year. He could also take the angle of retirement or simply waiting it out for an injury or opening to come about. Yet, retirement does not seem all that likely for Rodgers. Rodgers organized the visit to Pittsburgh on his own accord and called the Steelers, according to Tom Pelissero of NFL Network. On top of that, he set up a workout with DK Metcalf. Those are not the actions of someone planning to retire. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport is not buying the idea that Rodgers will retire, either, though it is at least an option that he can hold over the Steelers' heads as leverage for anything he might want. The specter of retirement, possible retirement, doesn't seem likely, but at least would be considered an option until he makes a decision, Rappaport said. Rodgers will have a timeline to make his decision that has already taken nearly a month. The Steelers seem like the clear front-runner, and Fowler reported that some in the league believe the Steelers have received some assurance that Rodgers will sign eventually. Either way, his actions say this is not a player that is thinking about retirement. He is 41 and coming off a year when he battled through multiple lower body injuries, but Rodgers seems intent to play, and if that is true, the Steelers are the heavy favorites to land him. Betting. Check out our guide to the best PA sportsbooks, where our team of sports betting experts has reviewed the experience, payout speed, parlay options, and quality of odds for multiple sportsbooks. Are you a fan? What do you think of Aaron Rodgers' situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.